Hello, and welcome to the Bel-E and Scratch podcast. I'm your host, Bel-E.
And I am your co-host, Scratch.
And today, we are lamenting the fact that we do not have a soundtrack during the podcast.
Yeah. Because I want to be the most coolish.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. All right, I think a couple podcasts ago, it kind of slipped out that we listened to music before we hit the record button.
Yeah.
And I didn't have an issue with that.
No.
You know, it was a little moment. But beforehand, before we start listening to the podcast, I will put on one of my Spotify playlists, usually the Chillin' with Trees, because it's got more mellow stuff on it.
Chillin' with Trees.
You know, a lot of grunge, Eric Clapton.
Chillin' little trees.
Yeah. I recently put some ELO on there. A couple songs.
ELO is a kick-ass.
Oh my god, they are. And,
I mean, you have to look at... the 70s were this great time where classical music broke into pop because you had all these...
Yeah, you had all these fucking nerds.
You had all these nerds that knew all these, these symphony instruments.
Yeah, Electric Light Orchestra is basically what happens when a bunch of band geeks said, hey, absolutely. We want to play rock music, but we don't know how to play any rock instrument. Fuck it!
Yeah. They're called jam bands.
Yeah.
From my time, probably one of the most notorious stories was, Supertramp.
I want to hear this.
Okay.
Yeah, what about them?
Breakfast in America was real big in the early 80s. I was just getting into high school then. And what happened was... they booked this huge American tour. Mm-hmm. I think they were actually going to open for Kiss.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
They were going to open for Kiss, and then we're going to headline because it was like the #1 album.
Sure.
In America.
Sure.
Take the Long Way Home.
Yeah.
They had all these #1 singles.
Yeah, no shit.
However, their reputation had not preceded them that they were not photogenic. And so they got over here on this side of the pond.
Where we have cameras.
Where we have cameras and everybody's hooked up to a TV. And they literally, I don't think they got past New York. And I don't, to me, good music is good music.
Yes,
but if
I've listened to a little bit of that Supertramp album. I like some of it.
It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of tunes on there that you'll still hear 100 years from now.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
But
just classical stuff, just where everything meshes. There's movies like that. There's games like that. There's songs like that.
It just all comes together.
It just all comes together. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of one-hit wonders from that creative kismet. And they were a talented band, but they were a jam band, and they weren't very photogenic. And they came over here, and they literally the promoters literally canceled for the country.
They canceled a national tour because they were too ugly.
Because they were too ugly.
Man, I wish some shit.
Because I always wonder what happened. I mean,
that's what happened.
I wasn't in any kind of position to be able to go see them, but I appreciated their music.
Honestly,
and it was like, oh, hey, Supertramp's coming to America to tour. And then all of a sudden, you didn't hear anything.
Honestly and truly, I want some dumb shit like that to happen today.
Well,
just to see what level of backlash it would get.
I would like to see it happen today.
Oh, yeah.
But it'd be very difficult. I think the last band that it happened to in my memory would be Blues Traveler.
Yeah, I think I've heard of them.
Because their lead singer, lead harmonica player, lead lyricist, lead dude.
Their dude.
The talent.
The talent.
The talent, right.
Yeah.
He's a good... I hadn't been in the same room with the guy. He starts at 350. He's probably somewhere around 400 pounds. Mm-hmm. And hey, that's his gig.
That's his gig. Whatever.
His gig. And So they even got a video about it where they're like
Oh,
behind,
we have a video.
we've got a video. Yes, we've got a video. They actually Blues Traveler did a song where the video was they're like on the back side of the curtain playing, and this stereotypical rock bluesy band is out lip syncing their song. The lead singer. He's all sleek and cool with a strong jaw and long hair. He's like, and then they flash back to the lead singer of Blues Traveler, who, I mean, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. In less PC times, I would offer a term that rhymes with whale, but
subtle.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
But no, and so you can actually see
how unphotogenic.
How unphotogenic. So far as, and then people say, well, he's a beautiful person. So, but you're telling me that people, if they can't have fantasies about the individual, then they can't buy their music.
Exactly. I hate shit like that.
And I know, I have fallen into that as well. But you don't really realize how either a sound or something lyrically invokes a response in you. But if, it's like saying, oh, hey, come, you don't, it's like you being right-handed your entire life and somebody getting upset with you because you don't write with your left hand.
It's just not a thing.
If that's your base wiring,
then, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but, you have a right, you have I'm not going to say an obligation, but you have the ability to criticize an action. But then, people want to attach a motive to things, and it's always some dark motive, and it isn't necessarily. It's just that, hey, but so you got to be photogenic. You got to have the Fibonacci.
Yeah, and it's actually
Fibonacci.
In my opinion, it's kind of getting out of control.
Well, people like to say that type of thing doesn't matter anymore. Well, when's the last time you went on Instagram? People are taking these, they're putting up these doctored photos.
Well, yeah, of course they are. Like,
and I understand that.
I get it. You want to put your best foot forward. Everybody is
people
told.
only want to pay for the fantasy. They
shit.
If they're paying for it, they want the fantasy.
No. I don't have an issue with that per se. If it gets to a point where it just dominates and controls your life to where you're basically not in the same reality that everybody else is living in, then you know what? As long as you're not hurting anybody, sure. Go ahead and be a hikikomori for all I care.
A furry.
Hikikomori.
All right.
People know what I'm talking about when I say that. I know.
Take that, kids. I don't know what she's talking about, and I don't care.
That's fine. That's why I'm not going to bother explaining it to you.
Gen X, woo!
Anyway, so what I mean by it's getting a little out of control, and by a little I mean kind of a lot. Here's the thing. Think about it.
I don't know.
No. I don't mean
beer flu kind of scare the poop out of everybody.
Well, yeah. I don't know. No. I don't know what the outcome of the beer flu is going to have on it. But there was a period of time, say like in movies and TV, where here's the thing. I've seen movies that were, made in the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Right. Some of it I really enjoy.
Right.
And I've steadily watched as this almost squeaky clean almost I don't want to say the term ethnic cleansing of actors, but basically there is some kind of beautification cleansing of actors in movies and TV and media. Because here's the thing. Think about this.
Wait a minute. You're saying people that are too perfect are starting to be shunned?
No. People who are not perfect are being shunned.
Oh, yeah. Well,
like, here's the thing. I know you don't care for Cher.
No.
I know that personally.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's that movie where, she's... I don't know what the hell this movie's called. I saw, like, a couple blips of it just because I saw that Nick Cage was in this movie, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Nick Cage!
Well, yeah. And he doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever, fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
So, it's basically Cher, and she's getting married to some dude who he and his brother aren't getting along, but he wants to invite his brother, and this dude's brother is Nick Cage. Cher and Nicolas Cage fall in love, and I don't fucking remember what happened to the first guy. Here's the thing. Those people looked like humans, and I'm not talking about the main cast. I mean all the extras and the side characters.
Sure.
I don't see shit like that anymore.
Oh, that's a good point.
Everybody in this is pre-Panorama.
Pre-Panorama.
I don't know what's going to happen post-Panorama, but there was a period where unless you looked like a supermodel, even the extras looked like supermodels, you're not gonna make it anywhere. Yeah. Unless you just did your own shit on YouTube.
It's amazing to me because I can remember, everybody watches things like The View and The Chew and The Mew and Oprah.
I don't give a fuck.
And all these.
I watch The Soup, that's it.
Talk shows, and that's cool.
I watch The Soup, and that's it.
Guest stars on cooking shows. Okay. But back when I was growing up, they had actually... Old people looked old.
Yeah, old people looked old.
Old people looked old.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I'm not anti-old people looking old.
Ageist.
Don't you fucking use that term against me ever fucking again, okay?
Sorry.
Alright, I'm willing to put up with a lot of shit in the circles that I run in, and I'm willing to put up with a lot of shit.
Society's always been ageist. It's just it's the nature of what
it's just the nature, at least in this
human experience.
Yeah, it's the human experience. There has always been times where society, doesn't matter what culture, well, I guess it does slightly depends on the culture.
Sure.
Being, anti-old people. And that hasn't changed.
No.
In fact, we're having a definite, quote-unquote, resurgence of it, being all anti-boomer for one reason versus the other. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't, considering I still have a positive relationship with my boomer grandparents who, look, they just made their way in this world. They're not the billionaire conglomerates that are sucking the planet dry, so I'm not pissed off at my grandma just because she happens to live longer than everybody else she knew.
Yeah, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, what the fuck is she going to do about that?
Get yourself. No, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that. But anyway, so, no, it's just, like I said, post-Panorama, I don't know what's going to happen, but there was a point where, and it's still technically going on, where unless you look like you are in the absolute best shape of your life, 24/7, 365 days a year, supermodel.
Oh, yeah.
Could go for a walk on the runway for Gucci or Armani at any given moment. You're not going to be selected.
So you think with the drugs that you're currently taking.
Exactly.
However.
Unless you look that quality, you're not going to be casted or hired for TV or media.
All right, kids, here's your question.
And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with all this?
What is quality? Discuss amongst yourselves.
Oh, shit.
But, no, I understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And I've been seeing it coming for quite a long time.
Yeah. I'm not saying you can't have attractive people in your movies and TVs. There's always been attractive people.
Well, I mean...
But it's when the whole cast looks like that. It just becomes one-dimensional in a visual way. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like, even the quote-unquote ugly person with a good heart is still smashable, as we say nowadays. Yeah, there's the term smash or pass. Even the ugly people look smashable. And here's the thing. I'm not against it, but it's like, I think you're misunderstanding. I think this person might have been miscasted.
Is that the foundation for it all?
Being miscasted, or just the whole smash or pass?
Being smashable.
Well, that's... Okay, arguably that is... Okay, arguably
You see what I'm saying?
Arguably the mental gymnastics of what essentially boils down to smash or pass is essentially one of the bedrock foundations of humanity, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. So
I can't be upset at that, but sometimes... Okay, well, how about this? I'm not upset at the quote-unquote prevalence of the, is he or she fuckable or not?
Air quotes.
Yeah, air quotes. I'm not upset with that per se, because I get it.
Sure.
Like, I've caught myself in that mentality many a time.
Yeah, but I mean,
But it gets old.
Well,
that's my thing, is it just gets old. Like, I'm tired of...
It's like in your face all the time.
Yeah, I'm tired of looking at these classical features, these completely symmetrical people who have had some kind of airbrush Photoshop or plastic surgery. They don't look like people.
I'm not saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
Don't represent yourself to me.
Yeah. It's like a modern day remaking. It's like a modern day remake of the movie Weird Science. Wait, is it Weird Science or is it... Wait.
The one where they created...
They create the chick.
Yeah,
the
Weird
perfect
Science.
woman. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Weird Science or it was the one with...
Kelly LeBrock.
I couldn't remember if it was Weird Science or if it was that
really
Val
hot,
Kilmer
but
movie.
somehow she ended up marrying Steven Seagal, so... I'm not going to give her any kudos on that.
No comment.
On that side of the spectrum.
Look, just say no.
You don't get no points for that part of the test.
No. -10, actually. Anyway, here's the thing. I just want people to look like actual human beings.
Look like people.
Yeah. There is what actually,
especially when you grow up in a family in a situation like, I mean, you've grown up. You've always had a human's face.
Yes.
In yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And since we've traveled so much.
So we've been a really tight knit, and we've gone around, and we weren't strangers.
No.
We met everybody and talked to everybody of different clans, different tribes, different races, different ethnic groups.
From all over. Yeah.
1 year we celebrated Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah.
I remember that.
Do you remember that? Yeah. So
I definitely remember the woman that was teaching me and Bro about Hanukkah and how the dreidels worked and the significance of the menorah and everything. Right. I remember that.
Yeah.
She was cool.
She was cool. And so, we
I guess from a standpoint, that's why I have such an issue with it, is because I know what people look like, and I'm not saying that.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm not saying pretty people can't be people.
No,
but
it
just gets old.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, to me, when I look at from my generation, I look at it as like if I see from my generation, the way I was raised, what I grew up in. If I see somebody wearing too much makeup, I'm like. Okay.
What's going on?
What's going on? Something's up here.
I'm also eating chocolate while we're recording this. So
shut up!
You shut up
about the chocolate. What's up with you? Oh, you done done it now.
What?
Now people would tune in just to listen to you eat chocolate. Oh, that's just
okay. We are not running an ASMR mukbang shit.
Yeah.
Okay. If I was desperate for money, I would definitely do some kind of ASMR mukbang shit if I was that
dress
strapped.
all in leather and eat chocolate bars.
Oh yeah, if I was that strapped for cash, that'd be it.
Hey, you could do it.
I could actually, but right now I just.
But when I see somebody that's had that much work done, if they're not in the entertainment industry, I kind of give those people because it's kind of like
the entertainment industry is kind of a shark pit anyway. Where
it is a shark pit. It is definitely a shark pit.
Especially for chicks, which piss me off because I am one.
It's brutal.
It pisses me off.
Hey, but everybody, those types, and the thing that what gets on my nerves is that they talk about how much things are changing, but
bullshit.
But it's like the more they say things are changing, the more things are really just staying the same. You know, you have to be careful about, if you want to run your mouth and embrace, if you want to run your mouth and embrace
some shit,
embrace it. That's okay, but you better, you better back it up. Yeah, you better back it up too.
Yeah. It's this whole thing of like, like I was talking about in the entertainment industry, if chicks don't look a certain way, or if guys don't look a certain way, so I'm reaching for both sides of the aisle, so I don't sound all, one-sided, because I try not to.
Yeah.
Because it's happening on both sides. We just talk about one side versus the other more, but anyway.
Well, I used to work with this guy. I remember this dude. I can't think of his name. Mm-hmm. We weren't friends or anything. I just ran into him a couple of times.
Yeah.
I was working as an ER nurse. He was a medic. I was in my late 20s. He was in his early 20s.
Yeah.
And he was losing his hair. And he wore a toupee. And this dude was he could not have been any older than 25 years old. Yeah. And he had a toupee. And I just thought,
what the hell?
Man, that looks so bad. You couldn't possibly look worse as yourself.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand the insecurity. Trust me, man. I got insecurities that'll eat me alive if I don't keep them caged up right. Compartmentalization. We all do it. It's called compartmentalization.
Yeah. But you do have to deal with it sooner or later.
Yeah. And I felt bad for the guy that he was tortured to the point that he would wear this ridiculous toupee. Instead of just allowing whatever the natural process was.
Yeah, I
know. So when I see people that have had all this work done, if they're not in the entertainment industry, if they're not in, I'm just trying to figure out what, who exactly are you? What are you trying to accomplish?
It definitely has to be something with insecurities because, oh God. I actually reconnected with someone a couple weeks ago. I probably would have met her last night had I not been in such pain, but whatever.
All right.
There was a chick. I'm not going to say her name. I was not friends with her. I knew about her by reputation, and when we did meet, she was pretty chill. I was never ugly to her. And thankfully she did not remember me as a potential budding sociopath, so she and I became friends on Facebook. Yeah, high school me, that could have gone either way. I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to be honest. There
was a lot of stuff going on. And,
I'm just thankful that you sat my dumb ass down and we did that yoga video. That was probably the best thing you could have done. But anyway, so I had always known her as basically by the nickname of the makeup girl, because ever since I knew her, she had in high school, all 4 years that I'm aware of. Again, I wasn't friends with her, so I can't give an exact documentation of time.
Right.
But every time I knew her, she had the most perfect painted face of makeup. Here's the thing. In high school, people are experimenting with themselves because they're young. I don't know who the fuck they are.
Right.
This is why there's all the embarrassing pictures, of in high school, people wearing all this dumb shit that you look back and you kind of cringe at. But here's the thing. You realize it didn't work, so
you don't wear it anymore.
So you don't wear it no more.
It's not really embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing.
Hey, there's pictures of me somewhere in a leisure suit.
Yeah, and I do remember the pictures where you probably could have been a dead-on stunt double for Brett the Hitman Hart.
Oh yeah,
I love them. No, here's the thing. I don't shame you for that. I love them.
No, I get it.
But holy fuck. That makes me want to get a perm too. I'm actually jealous of how your hair looked. I'm not gonna lie.
I had a lot of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
So,
as long as and there's nothing wrong with being caught. As long as you learn from it.
Yeah.
And sometimes
people who give you shit about it, you probably shouldn't be friends with them anyway.
It's exactly like that thing where you go to we have a local festival where there's all these different types of restaurants that come out.
Yes, I love it.
And it's so cool.
Yes.
Try something you hadn't tried before.
Yes.
And just see how it does with you. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Great.
If it doesn't work, then
I always try to aim for the most exotic food possible, which usually around here is either Greek or Indian, and I don't have a problem with Greek or Indian, but it's like, can we get some really out there shit?
What was that?
Something from the Philippine Islands, or
what was that thing we went to at the college that both of us have attended? We had it was like Middle Eastern
that was like it wasn't a food festival per se. I think it was, but it had extra stuff. It was specifically Turkish.
There you go.
Specifically Turkish food festival. Because I remember, because there was a booth that was trying to raise funds to help the people in the Turkish prisons still there.
Yeah.
People who essentially have their families inside that prison system, and that's not cool. And
they're gonna bring food, and
it's fine. Sure. I just don't have enough information to talk about it, and it's kind of a sore subject because it's like, what the fuck am I gonna bring to the table?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, what am I gonna do? So I specifically remember that, and that was so good. What's up,
Jasmine?
Well, of course, Jasmine. I didn't. No, don't put any money in Jasmine.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting, but yeah, it's a good one because that thing has to pop. It has to, because it's crashing through the floor.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I ain't worried.
Just keep looking at it. Anyway.
That
was specifically a Turkish food festival, and it was amazing.
It was good.
I love it. I want more. Yeah. But the lady that I was talking about, she never, as far as I saw her, she never had a bad day. She never had a bad makeup day. Ever. Every time I saw her, and it was quite a number of times.
Sure.
Everything was perfect. Obviously it was in the fashion style, the makeup fashion styles at the time, but what are you going to do? Everything goes in cycles anyway. But it was perfect. There was not a splotch, not a speck, winged eyeliner on point.
She was practiced.
It was
very practiced.
Practiced in high school.
Which
here's the thing.
Is good and not good.
Yeah, good and not good. Yeah, it's like I almost studied. I hope to God she never hears this, but if we get on the subject, sure, but. I almost studied her to an extent, not because I was like, ooh, she thinks she looks good. I was just curious, because it's like, we're juniors, or we're like sophomore, juniors, seniors, and she has better makeup than the teachers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I finally, they apparently brought her in for one of the school plays that I happened to be in, and she was the makeup artist, and I thought, oh my God, that's perfect.
Perfect.
And it was, because I saw her set up.
Right.
All right, now I know you don't know shit about makeup.
Nope.
So, basically, the way she did her makeup was via airbrushing, which at the time was not as popular. Nowadays, it's a little bit more mainstreamed.
Yeah.
But hers, it was an airbrush. At a time when people commonly would put like liquid foundation or like dry from a pan.
Airbrushing came about because of digital television.
Correct. And she had an airbrush machine.
Yep.
In high school. That's basically the equivalent.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, for me, in order to translate it, I want you to imagine, say, I don't know, I'm trying to think. It's kind of like if say you had you liked guns. Let's just say you had like you and your buddies. You had
and
like,
what type of gun would I have?
Yeah, it's like say like you start out with like a pistol, something small, easy, maybe like a 22, something like that, and then you and your buddies like say, oh, this is a 38 right here. Oh, this is pretty nice, and you're like, ooh. And then someone else is like, hey, this is like basically a Desert Eagle. I don't know what fucking caliber Desert Eagle is. Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
50 cal.
50 cal, and you're all like, and hey, this is a shotgun. I use it to hunt elk.
Where you going?
Where you going? And then some motherfucker.
Say the word.
Then this some motherfucker is like, hey, look at this. I saw the movie Predator and I thought this was cool. And he fucking pulls out that GAW 19 that fucking Jesse the Body Ventura pulled out when he's mowing down trees. That was what happened. It's like, okay, we're having, we got pistols.
They called it a minigun.
Yeah, a minigun. He pulls out a fucking minigun.
But it's basically a Gatling gun that fits on a helicopter.
Yeah, that he fucking carried. Yes, it's a movie, but look. At that time, Jesse the Body Ventura looked like he could carry a fucking minigun.
He could. Whether or not
he actually could have at that time, I don't fucking know, but he looked like he could, and that's all that mattered back then.
Meathead.
Yeah, meathead. What do you expect? But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, right. The group is like, it's like, he's got a pistol, this guy's got a shotgun, right. That's pretty cool, and then this motherfucker pulls out like an actual artillery piece.
Yeah. A howitzer.
A howitzer. That was basically what happened.
Everybody else has got, like water pistols, and you pull out a howitzer.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That was what happened. And I was like, how? And it blew. I never asked her because, first of all, it was none of my business. And at the time, I was so wrapped up in my own fucking head, I couldn't have asked. Anyway,
sure.
I couldn't have put it into words on how to ask her. But I would have asked her, how the fuck did you get wrapped up into this? This can't purely just be you love me.
No, that's not a casual association.
That's not a casual association.
No, it's not.
That has to be like maybe you come from a line of makeup artists, and it's like a
right.
A logger has a kid, they become a logger, and that kid has another kid.
Sure.
Or like a deep insecurity thing, something's going on. But she
had to have been socialized into it at a very early age. And I've seen these little kids, little girls.
Yes.
I mean, like 1, 2, and they got makeup all over them.
It's like, don't fuck up their perfect skin.
Yeah, and that's really what it is.
Yeah. No, when I have kids, I'm going to be like, all right, skincare first.
Skincare first.
And that's what I've learned.
Keep your skin looking good.
Yeah, keep your skin looking good, and you don't really have to worry about it.
And you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, like a little touch.
But a lot of people, there's a lot of people, they grow up. You don't really realize that makeup comes from covering up quote unquote blemishes.
Yeah.
Poor diets. It's like a good friend of mine. He grew up. He had a lot of fevers when he was a kid, and it turned his teeth brown. So when he was a teenager, he had kind of brown teeth.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything. He couldn't brush his way out of it.
Yeah, it was.
Then when he got old enough to make enough money, he had implants. Had his teeth taken out, and he had implants put in.
Yeah, that's how shit like that happens.
And now he has white teeth. What I'm saying is, something happened because of some childhood situations, and he got older, and he did something about it.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And a couple weeks ago, I reconnected with her. I had no fucking idea that was her until her name popped up on my Facebook feed as so-and-so sent you a message. And I went,
so what did she do?
How the fuck? I looked at her. I looked at the profile. I looked at the name.
Yeah.
Recognized the name because I still remembered her.
Right.
Because somebody like that, I tend to not think about often, but they stick out.
Sure.
And then I clicked on the profile, and I saw that it was the person that I was talking to like 2 days prior.
Right.
That I didn't realize that's who I was talking to. I was like, oh my God. She can shapeshift, and I am jealous.
All right. She turned herself into a 50-year-old Canadian.
No, she...
Truck driver.
She basically kind of had the same... She apparently had the same... This person that I'm speaking about, she apparently had come to the same conclusion that I did a long time ago about makeup, which is, I don't mind looking natural, but if I'm going to take the time to wear makeup, I want it to look more artistic versus trying to mimic nature.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, she reached that conclusion as well. She had apparently gone so long throughout high school trying to mimic a natural look that she came out on the other side, and when I was talking to her, she did not look ugly. She looked beautiful with all that makeup. You knew it was makeup because I could see her eyebrows were red.
Yeah.
Like neon red.
Okay.
And I didn't like it because it was all put together. I just didn't realize it was who I was talking to.
Maybe she's working in that industry.
She probably is, and I'm like, you know what? Good.
Yeah, good.
Because you are talented. I'm sorry whatever happened to you in the past caused you to feel that you had to cover up and hide what was there already. But you know what? You are you are fantastic at it. You know? So
I am the wind beneath your wings.
Yeah, she's cool. You know.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was never stuck up. She was not an enemy of mine. I say enemy loosely.
Enemy.
I never made an enemy of people out of high school. It was just, honestly, when I say high school enemy, I mostly just mean people who just would not fucking leave me alone.
Yeah.
When I constantly told them to leave me alone.
Really?
Yeah. Surprisingly, there was a substantial amount of people who just would not leave me alone.
Well,
and I never understood why.
You're an attractive individual, and people will create scenarios in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And this is XX chromosome and XY chromosome people.
Oh, I know.
They'll create scenarios with you in their head. And when you try to
not go according to go off script,
if you were swimming together in a pond, you'd push their head under.
Yeah.
They don't want to believe. They don't want to believe that you look at them that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can just leave me alone. How about that? But anyway.
No, I get it.
So yeah. If you were, over 400 pounds and had a big wart in the middle of your forehead, nobody would even know you were there.
Luckily, I take the time to not look like that. But anyway, so. Yeah. So that was actually pretty interesting.
That's cool.
I will say this: something that kind of interestingly happened. I know I talk about my current boss on this show as someone who I do like, but she scares the hell out of me. I think she's kind of shown to me that she can be a person, like a human being, recently.
Well, that's good.
Right now we're doing this whole thing about, we have a meeting once a week at the gym with all the trainers, basically talking about, how can we improve what we're doing. Like, this is an actual productive meeting. This ain't like some kind of bullshit meeting where it could have been summed up in an email. You know what I mean?
Where I'll just stand around and pose.
Yeah.
Ooh, take that most muscular over there, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Basically, how do we improve
Here's my
on...
flectoid.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a client who sprained his flectoid. He couldn't do triceps. Because he's kind of an asshole. Well, he's not an asshole. He just doesn't know when to stop when he's in pain.
Yeah.
It's kind of a drag. And, here's the thing.
Hey, that's part of training, too. You don't let people go too far.
Yeah, I know.
It's a rubber band. You stretch the rubber band too far and it breaks.
It breaks. No,
trainers have to do that, too. It's like, hey.
Yes. Stop it.
Stop it.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of...
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It takes you too long to recover. injure yourself.
You bench yourself.
Yeah, you bench yourself.
I tell these people, it's like, if you continue doing this and pushing yourself in this particular manner, you're going to bench yourself.
You won't be able to touch a weight for 2 to 4 weeks.
And then you're going to run,
What do you think about that?
And all these people have to do their sessions in 8 weeks. And if those 8 weeks are up, there's nothing I can do to talk to I can't talk my boss out of it.
Maximum output.
Yes.
Maximum output is not all, this whole thing. And hey, I'm telling you, I lived through it.
Yeah, you done this.
Training to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I can remember going down and taking a nap in my car just so I could drive home from the gym.
Yeah. Don't do that, people.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes too long for your body to recover. And actually, if you continuously do it, it causes your body to break down, which causes catabolism, which is the exact opposite of what you want when you train.
Yeah, your muscles build with rest.
You need rest.
Yeah, weightlifting breaks the muscle down so you can go home, rest. And let your body rebuild that muscle stronger so it doesn't break down as fast.
Yeah.
This is why Arnold Schwarzenegger still looks kind of in shape at like 70.
If you're going to lift natural.
Yeah.
If you're going to lift natural.
Yes.
Without a pharmacist, you are going to have to train this way. So get used to it. And that's the whole thing. You know, they're used to seeing people that train on drugs.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're like, I got to be that hardcore. I got to be dedicated. No, what you don't understand is they're getting pharmaceutical help. And I'm not, I'm not slamming anybody who, I mean, if that's your business, that's your business.
And even if you get pharmaceutical help, you don't want to go that hard.
But you need to understand the difference between training with pharmaceuticals and not training with pharmaceuticals. That's all.
Thankfully, I do.
Good, and you have to contain people.
Yes.
Because they've been given this. You know, we talk about this mindset of this perfect person where they have to have these. They have to look a certain way. They have to have a certain kind of makeup. They have to have Botox. They have to have plastic surgery. It's the same thing. It's the same mentality in the gym. People are thinking, hey, for me to look like this, I need to train like this. But you don't understand. You're following people, and man, all these people on Instagram is crazy. I mean, I can look at somebody and tell if they're on drugs. They're on performance PEDs is what they're called, performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah, I bet Dragon Pharma is making a fucking mint off of these Instagram people.
You know what?
That's their industry. I don't give a shit.
I don't know how it's regulated. I don't have anything to do with it.
No.
Their supplements work and they're legal. Hey, what do you want?
Yeah, what the fuck you want?
But that's what I'm saying. You know, you have to contain people and not let them. It's not a matter of being hardcore and getting everything. You want the maximum.
You want the maximum output.
You want the maximum bang for your buck. Then you need to understand that you get above 90% intensity, and to be involved in the style of training that you are.
Yeah.
The dude at the top is the epitome.
Yes.
Of intensity.
Yes, he is.
I mean, if you look up the word in the dictionary, there are certain dictionaries that have his name somewhere listed.
Yes.
But you have to understand that he was a competitive athlete. Mm-hmm. His entire life was dedicated to being able to train that way.
He found what he liked to do, and he went with it.
But if you are someone who is got a job and you got a family and you got other stuff, you cannot train like that. You just cannot. Whether you want to do it with synthetic assistance or not, you cannot train that way. So you have to stay. But see, in their mind,
they can't see that.
They can't. They don't understand that, and that's what you're there. You're the voice of reason.
Yeah, I have.
You're like, here's what you do, and this is how you do it. No, don't do it like that. No, I told you to work hard, but now you're crossing over into, And I used to be injured all the time. I used to smell like, and you can ask the matriarch, man, I used to smell like heat all the time.
That tiger's
You blow out your hamstrings and blow out your calves, and
please don't
start screaming every time you squat down on the toilet, man.
Please don't fuck up your hamstrings.
You're training too hard.
Yeah.
You're just
if you get to the point where you can't functionally use your hamstrings or your calves, you need to stop. Actually, just any muscle.
Now, if you're on drugs, you can get away with that.
Well, yeah, because
your body will recover faster. And
they got stuff that burns fat faster. There's stuff that helps build muscle faster. There's some stuff where it's like it works most effectively when you work out every day because it just cuts that recovery time in half, if not more.
And you just need to understand that.
Yeah,
and that's what I feel.
That's the difference.
That's what I feel bad about the average person that's trying to engage. They're trying to lose weight. Yeah. They're trying to look better. They're trying to get in shape.
And of course,
and they're following these people that are on drugs and have had plastic surgery.
But they don't. That's the thing. They don't say they're on these enhancers. They don't say they had this lift.
I'm not saying they don't work hard.
No, because you have to.
But if you think you're going to look like them without drugs, it's not going to happen.
Shit. Yeah, not unless you got the genetic makeup, but that's
which is about 1%.
Yeah, that's definitely a genetic lottery right there. Yeah. So anyway, kind of peddling back to what I was. Oh yeah. Here's the thing. I always had this. I always had this little bit of. I don't want to say imposter syndrome when I first started being a trainer because it's like. I don't have the diet right 100% of the time. Right. I don't look the same way as the person who has been running this joint for 20 plus years. That I've kind of had to let go because she's been a trainer for 20 plus years. Of course she looks that way. She's been in the gym way more than I have because she's been doing it longer.
Right.
I don't get mad at that. I'm referring to my boss, It's like I don't look this way, sometimes, and for the past 3, 4, or 5 months, I've been worried sick over my grandparents, Right. So there was some stress eating during the holiday season, which, if there was going to be a time to stress eat, that would be good.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. So I had felt really insecure about it because it's like I want to be better and I'm trying to get better, and I actually didn't realize it, but I had grown a little bit of resentment towards my boss because she was so hardcore. She was already in the shape she wanted to be. She,
right.
She had basically reached this pinnacle that I'm trying to get to.
Right.
I had gotten over the fact, like I said, I'd gotten over the fact that I don't look the same way as her because she's been doing it longer. Plus, she and I are built different. You have
to get to that point.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, she is in better shape, but apparently I can move more weight than she can. But I'm not, quote unquote, in shape.
Yeah. Right.
So I've kind of taken that.
That's why weight doesn't matter.
Exactly. So, I've kind of taken that as like a little small piece of a victory, if anything, to feed my own ego.
I can remember when I first went to nursing school and I was jealous of all the nurses that had been nurses for 20 and 30 years and were making the money that nurses make after 20 and 30 years. And here I am 30 years later making that money.
Because you've earned it.
Because I've been here.
Yeah, so you've been there.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
and somebody that's got there before you did, you got to, and see, you're conscious of it, and a lot of people are not.
Yeah,
you're like, I don't know why I have a problem with this person over here, because you're not self-aware.
Exactly.
You don't understand that you're intimidated by the station that this person has reached. If you just be patient and understand,
you'll reach it
because you're not going to reach it any other way.
No, you just have to keep going. But I acknowledge that.
Right. And now you found peace over it.
I have. But also what had happened was I had apparently unintentionally developed some kind of resentment anyway, because I fucking hate it when that happens. But here's the thing. This past, the last time we had the meeting at the gym, we're trying to, get better at marketing ourselves, trying to, get more clientele in, which I do appreciate.
Sure.
Legitimately so. And I'm not going to get into big details over it because it's not my business, and I didn't ask her, but she told us anyway, so
Right.
I can't do anything about that except just kind of be patient, just let her
Right.
get it out.
Yeah.
You know, she wasn't asking for solutions, she just wanted to vent. And I thank God I understand the difference.
Yes.
But she basically, over the weekend, had a giant emotional blow-up. Someone that she had used to care for had apparently, her and him had apparently gotten into a big fight over the phone. And it was apparently bad enough that this 20-plus year, in the best shape of her life at almost 60, trainer had gone out, gotten a big bottle of wine, box of chocolate, and I think she said it was a small pepperoni pizza, and had pigged out over the weekend, just crying her eyes out because this was so bad. And when she was telling me this story, yes, there was an element of Schadenfreude, of course. That's just a part of it. That is a part of me.
Well, I mean,
there is a part of my nature where I will derive pleasure from someone else's misery.
And then you realize it and you go, oh, I'm not supposed to be that way. And then you push it down.
I don't push that down. I just accept it and move on.
Yeah, I accept
let it,
like, oh,
let
okay.
it flow down the river, it's like you pick up a rock, you look at it, and you set it back down, and you move on. Like, that's
cool.
That's what I try to do.
Because there's no motive. You just, hey, there it is,
because
bang, we'll put you back where you were,
yes.
and I'm going to go over there.
Exactly. Because me personally, I've come to realize that if I just start suppressing and shoving things under the surface,
right,
it might fester and become a bigger problem.
Oh no, I don't mean in a sense.
No.
Ignoring it.
No, I know you're not telling me to ignore it. I'm just providing context.
Right.
You see, I'm not saying suppression. It's kind of like what you're supposed to do in meditation. When you meditate, you're not supposed to quiet your thoughts. That's going to drive you fucking insane.
Yeah.
What apparently you're supposed to do is, you're trying to reach a place, just sit, stand, spin, fuck it, whatever.
Whatever.
Breathe. And then, some kind of intrusive thought pops up. You're supposed to, hey, that's a thought I'm having. And then you just let it pass. You don't dwell on it.
Oh, yeah, no, don't. Yeah.
You don't dwell on it.
Why am I thinking stuff like that? That's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, you just kind of let that thought come to you.
Let it.
Accept that it's there.
It's like watching water pass you in a stream.
Yes.
Hey, there's a leaf on the water, and there it goes.
Yeah, but you're not constantly looking at that fucking leaf as it flows down the river.
You know why? It's a half mile down the river, and you're still
looking at it.
Trying to spot it.
Yeah, that is what meditation is
what
supposed
it
to
is.
be. Yeah.
Oversimplification.
Yeah, oversimplification indeed.
But maybe that's the key. That's the answer.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Is that thing still working?
What?
Because for some reason the sound just kind of went down in my headphones. Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
So, but as she was telling me and the others, this was before the meeting happened, and it was just me and one of the other female trainers that was there. There wasn't any guys around at that moment. And once the Schadenfreude passed, the resentment I had towards my boss slowly melted away.
It's your problem-solving part of your brain kick in.
Yeah, because then I realized she's a person too.
She's a person too.
Because my biggest issue was always, I would stressy. I would, something would be bugging me that I would not acknowledge, or I knew what was happening.
Right.
But I tried to take the most conductive way to fixing it. When I was getting ready for that student dance showcase, and I was eating potatoes like a motherfucker.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was going to say something.
No, I knew what I was doing.
But I was like, you know what? this is how you're dealing. If it had gotten dangerous,
yeah, of course,
but it didn't get anywhere near that.
I knew what I was doing.
Okay,
I was stressed out. I needed those quick carbs. I went with potatoes because if I didn't, it would have been something worse, like candy, or pizza.
No, you made the right decision there.
Yeah.
You're going to carb up and grab the potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes,
like,
sweet
I'm
potatoes.
I'm craving candy. Eat a couple of baked potatoes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
It'll take care of it. It will.
Yeah,
It will.
Potatoes is a simple carbohydrate, but you know what? I'll fucking take it.
It's better than high fructose corn syrup in a candy bar. It really is.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Oh, that's cool.
But that is a point of insecurity for me, whereas, I'm supposed to be this trainer, this, quote unquote paragon of fitness and health, but I will just get in my head and I will stress eat. Yeah.
Take that, you fat bastard. Whoa.
So, and even, and
it has its place.
Yeah, and even right now, I'm on my time of the month and I'm eating some dark chocolate to cope.
Yeah.
So when she told me that, after this huge blow up,
right, she
got a fucking pizza, some wine and chocolate, and cried her eyes out eating that whole thing over the weekend. I kind of breathed an inward sigh of not just relief, but also,
well, you're not.
I identified with her.
Well,
basically.
You're actually not Bruce Wayne, are you?
Exactly. It's like
you're
a human being too.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So I kind of resented my boss.
Did you hug her?
I don't hug.
You don't hug.
I hug my family.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. Give it another 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
It'll happen.
Yeah, I'll mellow out.
It will.
That's okay.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
And here's the other thing. She felt comfortable enough to share that with you.
And I did the next best thing. I did not hug her, but I kind of did the main thing that I usually do for stuff like that.
Punch her in the mouth. I'm just playing.
Sounds like you need some affection.
Oh, can you feel the love tonight?
Yeah, your dad's gonna be wondering what happened to the other two. Anyway, I wouldn't do that to you. That was already a big pain in the ass. But anyway. So, what I had done was prior to that. This was I had gone to the store because it was a $5 sushi day at the store.
Right.
And it was early enough to where I like to bargain hunt, because it's kind of one of those bougie upper class stores, and they have some shit on sale, and I'm always curious what they've got, because they've got stuff in there that I like, but it's like,
I'm always curious about.
I don't have the money to justify buying this regularly, even though it's shit that I really want,
But they have a nobody else wants it, so we're going to discount it and get rid of it area.
Yes.
That's got to be interested in that store.
Yeah, it is.
Because most of that stuff wouldn't make it in a regular grocery store.
Because it's too bougie.
It's too bougie. So if it doesn't make it in there,
yeah. No, that's
you
one.
Must need to go to Trader Joe's.
Yes. So that's kind of one section I do peruse, but they have sales all throughout that store. Some of it I kind of peruse through, like cans of the green tea that I showed you.
Yeah.
Some of it is stuff like, I don't know, stuff that I don't have a use for, like certain ethnic spices that I don't have recipes for. It's like, I don't want to buy that and not having any idea how to cook.
Yeah, that's true.
So, in there, I went to the tea section, and typically I don't care for bagged tea, at least not anymore now that I've read up on it.
Right.
I'm not just so bougie that I just prefer loose leaf tea just because it's superior. Hang on. Let me tell the story. Science. Hang on. So what had happened was, here's the thing. Bagged tea essentially, it's kind of like the white bread of the tea world. It's the leftovers once they processed everything into everything else. It's the leftovers that they decided to package up, market, and sell. Up. Yes, the stuff they sweep up, package, sell.
Gotcha.
That's bagged tea.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with it if that's what you got, in your hands. But as a rule, I try not to go directly to bagged tea.
Right.
There is one brand that I know is kind of an exception. It's Yogi.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they are good bagged tea, I would never claim bagged tea in and of itself is the best unless I find some sort of really obscure company somewhere in, like, the deep pits of England or somewhere.
Sure.
But I had, since I was looking at that aisle and for some reason, I just got this inclination to go into that tea aisle. And for some reason, it had occurred to me that at the gym, we have ways, like, if, say, someone was a diabetic and for some reason they didn't take their fucking medicine, which happens.
It does.
More often than not, and it pisses me off.
I don't think it would, but it does.
Oh, it makes me upset, because I tell them, take your meds, let the doctor wean you off of it, don't wean yourself off of it, and then all of a sudden, then they pass out after doing a squat. It's like, damn it, Dave! I don't have a client named Dave, but whatever.
Sure.
So, not yet. So, we have ways to handle if, someone, like they have a sugar crash or they started working out and they didn't eat, their blood sugar gets low, their blood pressure gets low. We have all this stuff to kind of treat all that.
Yeah.
Different techniques, lie on your back on the floor, put your feet up, sit down, drink some water, all this other stuff.
Yep.
Nothing that requires serious medical attention, though, because we're not doctors and nurses.
You got a break room in that gym?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a coffee maker?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a bunch of sugar packets in there?
There's a bunch of equal packets in there.
Sugar?
No.
Okay.
We don't believe in sugar.
Well, sugar packets are the way to...
We have orange juice.
Orange juice is good.
Yeah. We have emergency orange juice for when someone decides to go into diabetic
We used to pour sugar
arrest.
into orange juice.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would have somebody so far down that I couldn't risk them trying to drink anything because they can, quote unquote, aspirate it, which means suck it into their lungs.
Oh, so you just pour the sugar packet directly into their mouth?
Literally laying on the floor, okay, because it's getting ready to get ugly, right?
Yeah,
okay,
it's going to get ugly no matter what.
And I'm going strictly on instinct and experience, because we're getting ready to pull the crash card out and do a whole bunch of bad stuff to this person because they may be dying or their sugar has just dropped too far. And I can remember a couple of people laying on the floor in the lobby of an ER pouring sugar into their cheeks.
The cheeks.
And rubbing their
cheeks.
Like
so their saliva would dissolve the sugar.
So they would absorb the sugar through the buccal.
Yeah.
Okay, sublingual. And luckily, they woke up.
Yeah. And then they go, oh my God, what happened?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you tell them,
sugar packets work too.
Yeah, and you go, and then you probably tell them, like, you fucking need some insulin, bruh.
Yeah.
And however you would communicate that.
And just,
Yeah.
I mean, we'd still treat them.
Oh, of course.
But there's a difference between getting their blood sugar up and getting ready to cardiac arrest code them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference.
There is a big difference.
And and for some reason, when I was near the tea aisle, it had occurred to me that I did not have. There was no established protocol at that gym if someone had essentially was nauseous or had worked out so hard they're about to puke or basically nausea. So I went into the tea aisle, and I went to where the Yogi brand was, and I grabbed a box of these packets of peppermint tea bags.
Right.
Because, and me studying herbs, I know peppermint is one of the better ways to calm down an upset stomach.
It is.
And I brought it into the gym. I told my boss about it. I said, hey, if like a client, I just want to let you know and let the trainers know that if, like, say a client or a trainer just got nauseous for whatever reason, that just go to the fountain machine, because we got a fountain machine that shoots out cold and hot water.
Cool.
To get a cup of peppermint tea. And when she was done telling the story, I made my boss a cup of that peppermint tea.
Oh, cool.
I grabbed a cup, put the tea bag in it, pressed the button for the hot water, and I handed it to her.
Yeah.
And I did that instead of hug her, basically. That's my way of...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I make tea for people. That's how I do that. As someone who doesn't like to touch people who are not super close to me, basically.
That, and I'm worried that they're getting ready to puke on me.
Yeah, sure, whatever. However you want to interpret that.
No, I'm just telling you.
No.
Because that does happen.
Yes, it does.
Because I've been puked on a lot. And other things.
Yes. So. But that's what I did.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So that box is there in case something happens.
That's care as well.
Yeah, that's care.
Caring for caring for people's stomachs.
Mm-hmm.
Mimics caring for their heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just going to tell you. It's still caring.
Yeah, it's still care.
And only the strong care. I'm going to tell you right now. They try to say, well, you get all calls, you just make Joey.
Fuck
No.
you.
Yeah, whatever. No, only the strong care.
Yeah.
Because weak people can't care.
No.
They're not strong enough to care. It isn't, you can, well, you don't care. No, they don't. Because they don't have
the capacity.
They don't have the capacity for it. They're not strong enough to care.
Fuck.
Hey, did you get my,
What?
Did you get my text earlier? About my trigger question? For today's podcast. I figured something out.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah. It's, I did, but I completely forgot about it. Hang on.
All right.
Oh, okay. Why don't you need a truck?
All right, people. I'm removing my gum.
Mm-hmm.
You're in trouble.
Fuck.
All right. So, when we were dealing with the matriarch's sister yesterday, she asked me, she and I were discussing crypto.
Uh-huh.
Now, obviously, she doesn't know anything about it. 99%.
Wait, you mean the matriarch or grandma?
Matriarch's. Excuse me, grandma's sister.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, hey,
Well,
yeah.
Grandma's sister.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Grandma's sister, we were talking about crypto. She was trying to tell me, she was warning me off crypto like a parent would warn their kid off of crack.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out how to explain it to her.
Uh-huh.
And I actually hit on 2 points while I was talking to her about it that began to make sense later on, and I was able to put them together.
All right.
All right, so here we go, people. What is cryptocurrency? What is the allure? What is the power behind it? And this is going to be the most simplest,
yes,
and most goodest,
mostly goodest
description of what cryptocurrency. I'm not talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum.
The whole thing.
The whole schmear. Okay. Why it matters and why people are drawn to it. Even people who are as into it as you and I are.
Yeah.
This just occurred to me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's not an oversimplification.
Sure,
I think it applies.
sure.
Okay. All right. So first, we're going to talk about, and I brought it with her. We're going to talk about commodities.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to talk about commodities.
Like
okay, commodities like oil and wheat and gold,
and
beef,
shit. Like tangible shit.
Tangible stuff that people consume or hold on to.
You can somehow trade
physical. They are physical entities. You can see a large structure that is containing hundreds of thousands of gallons of oil.
Yes,
that's tangible.
Yes,
you can look at a box that has gold in it, and that's tangible. You can own that. You can look at a warehouse that is full of wheat, or you can look at a pasture that is full of cows, and you can trade that.
The cows.
You can trade the cows.
My question is, I don't mean to detract. You don't even have to answer it. This can be purely hypothetical.
Sure. If
you trade in, let's say, wheat. Like, say I put money in wheat. I now own a pasture of wheat.
Right.
Where the fuck is that pasture? Because I want it now. Give it to me.
Oh, you can do that.
Okay, let's not elaborate on that because I'm going to have way more questions. I'm going to completely derail whatever the fuck you're talking about. So you continue down what you're talking about.
There are commodities dealers that don't just trade, but they actually own the commodities. They have warehouses.
So I could theoretically trade it on the quote-unquote stock market and then say, hey, can I just have it?
Instead of selling it off, you could have it delivered to wherever you want it delivered to.
Yeah, let's please go back to whatever you were talking about because I have more questions. So go on.
All right, so we're going to start with gold.
Yes.
All right, let's just talk about gold. Okay, yeah. Gold is a commodity, and I can own gold. You can own gold. Anybody can own gold. But here's the thing: there's a difference between owning contracts on it or owning shares of it versus owning actual physical gold. Yes. Let's say hypothetically, I am going to buy $1 million worth of gold. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to trade it on the open market. And then all of a sudden I say, okay, well, I'm not really going to trade it. I'm going to take physical, I'm going to take physical control of it.
Okay.
Physical ownership.
Okay. That's kind of what I was talking about.
I'm going to have it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to have it delivered to my house. Now think about all the other expenses that would go along with having $1 million
of gold. Yeah.
Delivered to your house.
Holy shit.
Okay, you got to pay transport costs. You got to pay security costs. Okay, there'd have to be a safe somewhere in this building.
Because you can't bury the gold.
I guess I could, but what I'm saying is there's a whole lot of expenses and worry.
Yeah.
That go along
into that.
I would be concerned every day I woke up and every night before I went to bed. I've got $1 million worth of gold in this house. It's in a safe, but all right,
shit happens.
So I'm able to take physical control of $1 million worth of gold. I've got to have a safe. I've got to have a security system.
Yes.
I wouldn't imagine when we live in an average neighborhood. I wouldn't want to own that much physical quantity of gold because somebody can show up and take it, and then if they take it, then I'm SOL, okay?
Yeah.
They own it and I don't if I don't have some way of marking it to prove that it's mine.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, here is what you can do with cryptocurrency. All right. I want you to take that same $1 million that you were going to buy physical gold with.
Uh-huh.
And I want you to buy $1 million worth of crypto. I want you to buy $1 million worth of, let's just say, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not, and I know Bitcoin makes people's brains go in a completely different direction. And they're like, I don't understand it. You don't have to understand it. You don't understand what the car does when you crank it up in the morning and it takes you to work. All you know is what it does.
You stole my line.
Did I?
Yes, I'm the one that, well, you probably said it to them, but I'm the one that announced it. That's why when you were initially explaining commodities, I said, because I had the whole question of at what point can I physically get my pasture of wheat?
Right.
And I said, you know what, I don't need to know how a car works in order to understand that it does work.
That it does work.
So, go on.
All right. So, You take that $1 million that you were going $1 million that you were going to buy the physical gold with, and you buy cryptocurrency. Let's just say that you buy Bitcoin,
just for argument's sake.
All right, just for argument's sake. Then you take a flash drive and put a crypto wallet on it. And then you download that $1 million worth of Bitcoin into that wallet. Onto the flash drive. That you have physical ownership of. So instead of having a safe full of $1 million worth of gold, or $1 million worth of gold buried in your backyard, you have $1 million worth of
Bitcoin,
cryptocurrency on a flash drive that is now in my front left pocket. That is the power of cryptocurrency. You can take physical ownership of it. You can, like that, within seconds. I could sit here in the next 10 minutes. I could take whatever I own in Bitcoin. I have a wallet on my phone. I can download it into that wallet on my phone.
And just drop it in there.
And just drop it into that wallet on my phone.
Call it a day.
Then what I own physically is in my wallet on that phone in that cryptocurrency wallet. And that is the power of cryptocurrency. That you can have physical ownership of this. It's a commodity. It's a currency that's a commodity because you can take physical ownership of it. You can take it. I can take it. I can put it in. I can put that flash drive in my pocket, and I can get through security at an airport, and I can fly down to Florida, and I can get on a cruise ship, and I can go to another country that's south of Texas, and I can use that wallet to pay anything expenses that I come into contact with. Who was it that just made cryptocurrency their national, like El Salvador? I can go to El Salvador and don't have to worry about exchange rate between dollars
and Bitcoin
and whatever their currency is.
You can just fucking
I could just pull pull my phone out that has the Bitcoin wallet.
And
use that.
And no one gives a shit.
And everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That's what cryptocurrency does.
Well, I guess some people
cryptocurrency
would not be happy,
is the combination of a currency
and commodity.
Just like me walking around with a pocket full of gold. That's exactly what it is.
There you go.
And even people the people that are on top of it, all the whales. All the people that are a word that rhymes with whale.
Papa Musk?
They understand that. Okay. And that's what, and technically it is digital gold.
Yes.
Cryptocurrency is digital gold.
And we have explicitly and more than once talked on this podcast how currency is bullshit.
It is.
Like, you know, my whole thing of Forex is
just faith.
Yeah, it's faith. My whole thing with Forex is just a bunch of countries playing chicken with their own sense of currency. It's a sense of currency.
Right.
Because if they call each other out, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we just have nothing.
The value it has is the value that we give to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what cryptocurrency is, folks. That's the simplest explanation.
There you go.
It's like cryptocurrency is a pocket full of gold, basically what it is.
And we didn't have to use any techno jargon.
No techno jargon
to explain that.
It'd be like walking around with a suitcase full of cash.
Except it's not a fucking suitcase, because people look at you funny when you're
carrying. You walk around with it. I tell you what. Next time you go on a long trip, why don't you put $20,000 in a suitcase and carry it around with you?
Handcuff it to you.
And every time you go to pay for something, I want you to pull that suitcase out, and I want you to open it up in front of God and everybody and pay your expenses with cash. I dare you.
Mm-hmm.
For legal purposes, this is a joke. But that's what you can do with cryptocurrency, and that is the power of cryptocurrency. So there you go.
Exactly.
So I want to dedicate this. I want to dedicate this segment to my mother's sister, because without her grilling me over the table yesterday, my mind would have not kicked into solving exactly how I can explain it to someone who is from the boomer generation.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'll be able to explain it to Bob.
Yeah.
And maybe Bob will get on board because he just...
Your buddy Bob?
My buddy Bob.
Yeah.
What other Bob is
there? Don't ask me that question.
My buddy Bob.
Yeah. That's cool. Bob's cool.
So that's what it is, people.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a pocket full of gold. All right.
Honestly,
crypto.
Woo! Honestly, I would have gotten involved anyway because it's like,
well,
if I could just throw money at it and make more money, I don't give a shit. I love stuff like that.
I do too, and I'm very. Well, they're going to make a digital dollar, and they're going to regulate.
Of course they are.
Yeah, of course they are.
That means big money's going to get involved.
What regulating something means? It means it's too big to stop.
Exactly.
Not too big to fail. It's too big to stop. They can't stop it anymore. They can't get around it. These other countries that have outlawed, like
Canada, apparently, like.
That's what she was trying to push to me. Those people that were up there involved.
They took their bank accounts. They didn't take the crypto.
Well, maybe they did.
Probably.
But what I'm saying is they froze all those people's accounts. Okay.
Yeah.
They're trying to decrease the severity of what they did by focus. The media is trying to decrease the severity of what Canada did to those protesters on that bridge.
Yes.
By saying, they froze their crypto accounts. Yes, they did. But that's not the worst of it. They froze their actual bank accounts. But they're not pushing that narrative as much as they are saying, because they're trying to, a lot of times when media says things, they're not necessarily trying to slam something. They're not necessarily trying to slam crypto. They're just trying to de-emphasize the other bullshit that went on when they did what they did to crypto. By freezing everybody's bank accounts. Yeah. Not just crypto, freezing their bank accounts.
That's the difference.
Okay. So. They're not slamming crypto. They're saying that
they're basically focusing on crypto, so you try to forget about the fact that these people can no longer swipe their card and buy food with the money they earned.
A totalitarian move.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's what crypto is.
Yep.
And it's the future.
Yes.
There will be a digital dollar.
Of course there would be. Why wouldn't there be? And honestly,
I don't really care. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. Yeah, I don't fucking care.
That's the greatest thing I've enjoyed about finally learning how to trade. Is it don't matter.
It does not fucking matter.
I don't care what it is.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I can make money off of it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I know you're sick of having a normal job, 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I know I'm sick of it, but the thing is, you've done it longer, so I don't know. It's this weird disconnect where it's like you've earned the right to be fucking sick of a job.
Well,
but for me, it's more like restlessness.
Well,
I don't like.
That's because your foundational definition of it is based on what you've seen me do.
Sure.
And what I've tried to do is suggest to you
that there is another way.
That there is another plausible way to make a living.
No, I know
that. It doesn't involve being a slave to a time clock.
Oh, I agree.
That's all I want you to take away from this.
No, I get it. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm not dismissing a hard work ethic or the ability to hold a job, but me being raised as a nomad, you telling me and bro that there's a different way. For me, I don't want to have a job because I'm ultimately just restless. What I want, my dream goal, aside from having a house and property and where I can grow my own fucking basil and shit.
Right.
Because I just want to do that. I don't want a big farmstead. I just want like a, plot of land with a house, running water, electricity, and internet where I can grow like lavender and shit and make my own loose leaf tea, whatever.
Right.
Be an herbalist out in the fucking woods under the mountains, I guess. I don't know. I want to do that. But I also want to have the ability to say, hey, I want to go to Guam.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. You want to go? Yeah. Okay, let's go. And then just go.
And just go.
And then come back and sit in front of the charts again, or even take, the super high speed laptop with me to do it on the go. And that's how I make my money.
Right.
I'm not interested in, building an empire, I'm not interested in building an empire or a conglomeracy or
right.
becoming a suit.
There's nothing wrong with making a living at it.
No. And that's all I want.
People are learning to make a living at home. So why not this?
Yeah, I just want to be wealthy enough to where I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, and that's what I tell people.
I don't mean get away with murder. I mean no. Hey, I want to go to Colorado for some edibles. Let's go. Fly on over there.
It's like a good buddy of mine that he made a lot of money selling used cars.
Yeah.
He was so good at it. I said, hey man, you need to sell things like, don't sell used cars, sell Lamborghinis, sell yachts, sell jets.
Yes.
You have the gift. Just trade up. You'll make more money.
Yeah.
It's the same process.
You'll get it's just more quality over quantity.
Yeah. It is
instead of having to sell 20 used cars a week for your paycheck, you sell like $1 multi-million-dollar yacht, and you're fine for the month.
Sell one yacht a month instead of 20 cars a week. You want to sell one yacht a month.
Yeah. That's what I want.
That's all it is.
Yes.
You're just making the biggest bang for the biggest buck for the bang. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Also, I have this dream.
Yeah.
I want at least one time. What's the name of that stupidly high class airplane service that Armeni's.
Huh?
It's like the really rich one that they fly you out first class to Dubai and shit. You know what I'm talking about, but I don't remember how to say its name. Hang on. It's like this really ritzy. It's like the one
It
step.
used to be called the Concorde.
No, well, that might have been it. But
that doesn't.
Hang on,
You're talking about an airline.
Yeah, an airline. It's basically one step under having a private jet.
Oh.
Hang on.
I'm not sure about that.
Our Maze Air.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Hang on, I'm working on air.
Dead air.
Nope. Fuck airplane. Work, damn it. Hang on, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. It's a smart time. It's a smart time. Say, what are you gonna do?
This one.
All right. Oh, in your whatever, yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's well.
EMIRATES.
I guess they're centered out of Dubai.
Well, yeah. I want to fly on their planes at least once, probably twice, because I still got to get back to my country.
Sure.
Because I've seen videos of how they treat people.
Well, you pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I
want at least one
They're not cutting any deals.
No.
So it gets me about these dumb kids and these insurance companies. Pay only for what you need. Well, that's what everybody does.
Exactly.
Dummy.
Yeah, dummy. I want to ride on their air service.
They have a soccer team, too.
Of course they do. At least once, probably twice, because I still want to get back to my country. So I want that experience.
All right.
I don't want to look like a hobo while I'm doing it just to fuck with people. Because for some reason, I have it in my head, and I don't know where this comes from. Honest to God, I do not know where this comes from. I have this perceived goal / dream in my head,
right?
Where here's the thing: I don't have to be a multi-billionaire to do it, but I just want to be wealthy enough to where it kind of sticks out. Where I have the money to go on these really ritzy, this ritzy airline, hypothetically, this Armeni's airline, however the fuck you say it. Someone's gonna probably tell me at some point. Like, I have the money to go on this airline and take this trip to possibly Dubai and back. And I want to look like I just got back from a local, Woodstock festival or something. Like, I just came back from not like a big music festival like Coachella, but like a local festival where everyone's kind of more down to earth and dressed like they just shopped at the thrift store.
Right.
I just have this weird dream of doing these really rich people things, and I don't wear the uniform. That's what gets me.
You just want that freedom.
I just want the freedom. I don't want the Armani or the Gucci or whatever designer label stuff that comes with it, per se. I mean, if it looks good and I have the money for it, then sure. But a lot of it, it's like you're rich or you're famous and you're wearing the same brand as all the other rich and famous people. You know what I mean?
I just want the ability to
do it.
Drive my RV to a beach.
Yeah.
And hang out, spend the night.
Yeah.
Get up, cook breakfast.
Yeah.
And then make some money.
Yeah.
Right there. That's
it.
it.
I wanna ride on this Richie airline, and I'm wearing harem pants, and I'm in this baggy T-shirt, and I clearly don't have a bra on, but I paid for the flight.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't know. For some reason, I don't know why. I would just love the reaction. I've just got, I'm just dressed like this, just this homeless person, and I'm on this rich person flight. I don't know why that's a part of me, but for some reason it's there, and I'm going to do it.
All right.
It's like, yes, please, I would greatly appreciate.
This is a large sum of money, little man. Go away quickly.
Exactly. Except I look like I have no business doing it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know where it comes from.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from, but I'm going to do that.
Awesome.
At least once. Just for the shock value. I'll say it's an artistic statement.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in a good mood. Probably because I flipped my mattress.
And you ate a bunch of chocolate.
Yes. I'm about to eat some ramen next.
Ooh. All right.
You want a bowl?
Yes.
Okay. That's a legit question. I'm not trying to be a jerk. You good?
I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. All right. I want some ramen, so let's go ahead and wrap this up.
All right.
Well, that's it, folks. I was your host, Bel-E.
And I was your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
You better show up on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.